noche estaba tomando con mis amigos.
One night I was drinking out with friends.
Y
Well, one friend.
one friend, yeah, y perdí el control
I lost control.
y empecé a pelear con él.
And I started to fight first with the other person.
Y él se fue y regresó con otros amigos.
And he left and came back with other two men.
Me golpearon
And they beat me up.
y estuve a punto de morir.
I was really close to losing my life today.
Y esa noche perdí mi mano.
And that night he lost his eye.
They told me it was type 2 diabetes. And I remember my brother, he suffered type 1, and I was like, okay. I had this stupid misconception that just because it's type 2, you know, the complications won't hit me. And boy, was I wrong. First, it started off with the nerve damage, and then I remember one day I woke up and like I noticed floaters in my eyes, like little white spots. I was like that, like rubbing my eyes and washing my face and rubbing my eyes real good, thinking that was gonna help. And then my mom, she was still alive at the time, she noticed that and she told my older brother, because my older brother had recently went through that. And so he gets on the phone and he's like, hey, mom told me about your eyes. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know what those floaters are, right? I was like, no. He said that was blood that was leaking in the back of my eyes. And he was telling me that the lightning flashes I was seeing was my retina starting to detach. Which of course, you know, scared me. And then I was telling my doctor, I told my doctor's like, oh, okay, and all she did was just have him take pictures of my eyes. And then it took her 2.5 years, and then she finally wrote the referral. And when they looked at my eyes, they told me I was suffering retinopathy. And I was like, English, because, you know, I didn't know what that meant. And they said, well, in a nutshell, your blurred vision is caused by the blood vessels being clogged because the blood's not flowing. And those floaters that you're seeing is because the blood's leaking in your eye. And you could go blind from it if it continues. And so they started doing surgeries where they had to do laser surgeries to cauterize the wound so it wouldn't bleed, and then to open up the blood vessels. And they didn't tell me the damage it was going to do after, because I mean it helped my eyes from not going blind at the time, but it also made my eyes, it took longer to adjust. Like if I'd be outside and I'd come inside, it'd take me forever to adjust to the darkness. I'm like, what the heck? And it also messed up my peripheral.
Me golpearon, no sé con qué, pero
I'm not sure what they hit me with.
me rompieron como en la mitad de mi cara.
Half of his eye socket here was shattered. They actually has a replacement here. He has a little bit of like metal on there.
Like staples and stuff?
Yeah, kind of
Okay,
like
cool.
that. And then his eye completely ruptured. Like they tried to put it back together, but it was completely yeah, couldn't work. He also had he had a broken nose. He had an air bubble on his in his brain also, because you can see that scar right here. Yeah, so he had a little bit air going there. His face hurt a lot.
Y no podía abrir mi ojo.
And he couldn't open his eye.
Y pues estaba muy borracho, solamente me arrastré y tomé
He
el
was crawling all
teléfono
over the floor, and
y marqué
he picked up the
911.
phone. He called 911. I remember him seeing him on the floor and crawling. You know, he's yelling, "Help me!" You know, and the cops are like, "Don't touch him. You cannot go in there. We don't know exactly what's wrong with him. You know, we know he's bleeding everywhere, but they're like, they didn't let me go in."
The best way I could describe it, because, well, my left eye, I had it removed in 2015. So this is a prosthetic you're looking at. My best way I could describe my degree of blindness is take a toilet paper roll, cut about maybe an inch off of it, cover it with wax paper, and then puncture little holes in it, and that's how it is. I usually navigate by sound because everything is a blur to me, and if I go outside with the sun, as bright as it is, it's like looking at a blank piece of paper, so I usually wear dark glasses, that way I could tell where the shapes and shadows are. It's like when I got sick, people just started avoiding me like I was the plague. My family, on the other hand, well, my brother, he's understanding of my situation, and my sister, what she did when I went blind, she kept me from feeling sorry for myself. She kept pushing me to do more with myself, to keep going forward. I remember some friends of mine were throwing a celebration, and they were like, "Oh well, you're sick, you're blind. I don't want you to get sicker, so that's why I didn't invite you." And I'm just like, I know the degrees of my sickness better than anyone else, and I know what my body can handle and can't handle. And they're still like, "Oh no, let me do this for you," or, "Oh, you can't, we don't invite you because of this and that, and we don't want you to get sick on us or get sicker." And I'm just like, "Gee, thanks." It's like, thanks for the understanding.
Saber la distancia que estaba
It's like further.
afectó y lo quería agarrar
It's
antes.
farther away, or
y
he
estaba
wants to
más
get it before,
lejos,
after.
o si estaba más cerca,
He would miss it.
no sabía dónde estaban las cosas.
Yeah.
Por ejemplo, un hilo, si está colgando algo así,
Or like a string
no lo
that's
puedo,
hanging,
no lo puedo
he can
encontrar. Tengo
las
que tratar
llaves.
varias veces, o a veces alguien me da algo
The
y
keys.
no las alcanzo a agarrar porque no
He wasn't able to catch anything someone wanted to hand.
mi ojo, uno enfoca y el otro hace hace dos diferentes funciones los dos ojos juntos y
He
con
says,
uno solo.
we know that the eyes work together, we
Yeah.
have to. It's like when we forget one time, we go to the movies and he can't watch the 3D movies with
Yeah.
us.
Oh.
We get there and we're like, "Oh my gosh, babe, I'm so
You realize
sorry."
it.
Yes. And he's like, "It's fine." And I'm like, "Oh, we forgot." So because it works together.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3D. Yeah.
One's red or one's
Yes.
one's red.
They should
Wow.
do something.
And
for
so
that.
I know, right? Like a little, no. And I was like, "Babe, I'm sorry." And so I'm like, "How does it look without it?" It's super blurry.
It's
So
Pero me lo tengo que
blurry.
poner para no mirar borroso. So,
Yeah.
lo miro normal, pero
He
no
says it,
es
yeah.
tan real como 3D.
He still weared it even though, because it was
Para no
super
mirar
blurry.
lo blurry.
Yeah.
You get all dizzy, te mareas todo con.
Ya. Pero y cuando empecé a caminar
When
entre la
I started
gente,
to walk between like the
empecé a
people,
tirar cosas
I would
de este
drop
lado,
off things,
a
or I
chocar
would
con la
bump
gente.
into the people.
y nada más
No,
decía
and
sorry.
what would break his heart was when he would drop my 2-year-old.
No, sí.
That's
Estaba
what
chiquita
hurt him. She
y
was
cuando
2.
estaba de este lado y volteaba y la tiraba
he
y
would
decía,
drop her
"Oh,
all the
sorry."
time because she would follow him, and she's
Yeah.
crawling and she's all tiny. He would turn around and he would throw her, and that was it was hurtful for him. Even for me, he would tell me,
So-
"Oh, you don't love me no more because his eye," and I'm like, "I'll give you my eye." She never got
So he
back
never
with him.
apologized.
No. Mm-mm. Yeah,
Pero yo sí lo perdoné.
but he did.
Que es importante.
Y si lo
He's
mirara, a
beautiful.
veces yo digo, si lo mirara, no sé, todavía no estoy enfrente, ¿verdad? Pero
He said if I were to see
Pero-
him,
a mí me enseña Dios en la
God has shown
Biblia,
me
en la
and through the
Biblia que
Bible
que lo tengo que
that
amar
I have to
y
love
tengo
him
que orar
and
por
I have
él
to pray
y
for
lo tengo
him
que perdonar.
and I have to forgive him.
Nunca él todavía tenga coraje conmigo. Pero
And even if he may
yo,
feel
yo lo
different,
perdoné
and I forgive him.
I mean, it sounds like
y lo tengo que amar.
you won the battle in the end.
Dice que como si tú ganaste la batalla.
Ya, porque cuando vences al mal con el bien.
When you dominate the bad with good.
Whatever your doctor says to do to stay on top of it, you do it. If you suffer eyesight problems or if you're blind, just know it's not the end of the world. A new world will open up to you. One thing I learned as I lost my eyesight, my physical eyes closed and my spiritual eyes opened a lot more. So, you know, there is a positive behind the negative. And to the people out there who are of good health, maintain your health. And if you see somebody in bad health, just know that they're not sick. You don't have to discriminate against them. You don't have to treat them like a baby. You know, they're just as capable as you are.